What's up everyone, it's Warhorg, and today I've got amazing news for you. So, I don't want to waste your time, I just want to go straight to it. 6v6 is coming back. But that's not all. There is a lot more to it than that, so be sure to watch it all. So before we begin, please like and subscribe, because that helps a lot. Thank you so much, and let's start with the post. But I'll be real with you all, the average players that, just watches some videos from time to time, they don't care about all of that. So I'm going to summarize it for you instead to give you all of the important bits, because I just recorded a 40-minute video of footage of me reading, and you'll hear me have a stroke every other sentence, sounding like Joe Biden.
I was going to foot him. Foot.
Yeah, I struggle to read out loud English sometimes. I don't know why. So let's begin. Hey everyone, Aaron Keller here. Today we're diving into a hot topic, the debate between 5v5 and 6v6 in Overwatch. This is a subject we discuss internally, and now we want to bring you into the conversation. So let's set some expectation. This is a big topic with years of history, so let's dive in. Overwatch has undergone three major format changes. One, hero limits. Initially, you could have any number of the same hero on the team, leading to balance issues. When we imposed a limit to one of each hero on the team, it's a bit sad because, you had open queue with no limits, but that, you can add 6 Genjis or 6 Reinhardt, 6 Mercies. It was fun, but at the same time, it was super duper duper hard to balance. So they went role queue in like season 18 or something. Before role queue, team composition were unrestricted, leading to imbalances. Role queue enforced a 2-2-2 composition to tanks, 2 DPS, and 2 supports, improving match quality, but increased the queue times a lot. So that it was a drastic thing. We even got the priority passes, if you remember that old gem. If you played a tank or support or flexed, you would get priority passes, and you would get more if you won and less if you lost, but you would always get some. And then when you queued on DPS, you could use the priority pass to get shorter queue times, and that helped a lot in the beginning, but in the end, you ended up getting, less, you ended up getting the same amount of rights, but everyone had them, so in the end, there wasn't really that short queues anymore when you use priority pass, because most people had them. At the same time, when you didn't have a priority pass, you would get an insane queue. So it kind of ruined that. Anyways, 5v5 shift, the third change. The move to 5v5 aimed to reduce team sync, reliable, and emphasize individual skill, particularly in FPS gameplay, and also shorten queue times a lot. When Overwatch 2 launched, we moved to 5v5 to enhance individual agency and reduce reliance on team coordination. This change also significantly reduced queue times by needing one less tank, which is the least popular role by far. But really, Aaron kind of also said that playing 2 tanks instead of 1 would still kind of feel shit, but in my opinion that's not the case, because you have 1 extra player to mitigate all the CCs, and that would be, less annoying, because you have 2 tanks mitigating CC instead of 1 tank mitigating CC, so it's not as annoying, you feel me? So I think Aaron was a bit wrong what he's talking about, the feeling of playing tank, because obviously playing tank in Overwatch 1 wasn't as fun as DPS, but I also think that many of the tanks that were designed in Overwatch 1, they weren't as fun as Overwatch 2 tanks. I mean, Queen, extremely fun. Mauga, it would be more fun if people didn't hate him. Ramatra, super, super fun. All of the tanks releasing have all been very fun. And Sigma, he wasn't really released in Overwatch 2, but I think, his design fits Overwatch 2 a bit. And because he's like an all-around everything tank, like kitted for everything. But you feel me? Like, all of them are really, really fun, right? So, now, thoughts on 6v6. While we moved away from 6v6, it still has its merits. The format added a buffer for underperforming players and stabilized gameplay, but made balancing more challenging and sometimes slowed down the game a lot. And often it took ults or even ultimate combos to win a first fight. Like, I remember one match I watched in Overwatch League, they literally fought until Moira got her ult and then some other DPS before finishing the first fight. So, obviously, 6v6 and 5v5 both have their good and bad sides. That's an obvious thing. Both have good and bad things. For example, 6v6 fights could last longer. I feel like Overwatch 2, the fights there now lasts pretty long too, but, people could have a first fight until they all got ults. Like, they were crazy long, and you needed sometimes ults to win the first fight. And at the same time, Aaron also said that, it was really hard to burn through 2 tanks with healing, and that was a problem. That's also one of the reasons why they wanted to, reduce the tank. But again, one of the problems there was Supports was one of the problems, because the tanks had lower health pools. They were killable. The problem, and they had less survivability. For example, Zarya only had one bubble on herself. But the problem is that you had immortality field. You know, every new support was pretty easy to play, except Ana. She's the only support that was added that wasn't super easy. Baptiste, immortality, AoE healing, and burst AoE healing. A window to double his healing. You had Brig. You know, it's an obvious thing. Brig was OP, and everyone knows that. I'm not going to explain why everyone hated Brig. And Moira. You know, Moira, AoE healing, really good, really good healing, a lot of healing, easy to play. So all of the supports was easy to play, super easy to play, and output a lot of value. And I think that's the problem. I don't think two tanks was the problem. The problem was two tanks with a lot of shields, especially because Orisa had her shield and Sigma had crazy health on his shield. So that's a problem, combined with the fact that when you broke the shields, they would survive the downtime because of all the easy output healing Bap, Brig, Moira, all of them had. And also Ana pumped a lot of heals too, but you feel me? That's where the problem was with supports. I don't think double tank was super duper problematic. Now, we're open to revisit 6v6 through limited time events to gauge community interest and impact. However, technical performance and potential increase in queue times are concerns we need to address. And I'm very happy to see this, that sometimes in Season 13 we will get a quick play hacked that has some form of 6v6 format. And that, you know, I'm super happy about this. I'm very fine. It's gonna be fire. And I either hope it's just straight up 6v6, or it's 6v6 with no role queue. When you get inside a game, it's max 3 players on each role, or just, you know, first one to lock in gets the role. Aaron also talked about open queue because they are thinking of something in between open queue and role queue as a good option, because role queue makes queue times super long and you can't play Tracer if someone's already Tracer.
I'm already Tracer.
Not my joke, Aaron said that himself. Anyways, while open queue makes people goats a problem and very hard to balance. But all things aside, it's coming in Season 13, so be sure to mark your calendar and ready to leave a positive review so I can have my 6v6 back. Anyways, they go on to say, our goal is to make the game you want to play. We'll run tests, gather feedback, and carefully consider the results. Whether the future holds 5v5, 6v6, or something in between, we're committed to improve Overwatch, or, you know, something in between, also, you know, maybe both of them. Thank you for your passion and dedication. We hear you, and we're incredibly thankful to be on this journey with you. Let's make a great game together. That's all. I wanted to shorten it down a bit, not making 1 hour video, because I think a lot of people also just don't want to watch a full hour video. So I just wanted to gather the most important stuff. So I really hope you enjoyed it all. I'm looking forward to the future with me, and I'll see you soon. Be sure to like and subscribe, and goodbye.